And we are live. Hey guys, welcome to my podcast. I did this last week, and I'm trying to make it a weekly thing. If you guys don't know, my name is DulZi. I am an iOS player who's been playing MC5 for the past 5 years, I want to say. Today I have with me Uno. Uno's been well known for being a iOS ESL winner. He's won at least 10 times ESL, no exaggeration. I just wanted to bring him on here today to talk about ESL with you guys, how to sign up, what are some good weapons, what are some tips that we can use for ESL. And the reason why I picked Uno was not only just because he's a winner and he's very good at the ESL. I've known the guy for probably 5 years now. We met whenever we both kind of started playing, so it was really awesome to get to see someone who just started. We both weren't that great back then, to the dude's a professional player now. So here's Uno. Welcome, man. No, let's not trash talk. We're not going to trash talk. We're going to talk about ESL. Now, ESL is huge. Now, a lot of new players don't know what ESL is. ESL is the competitive gameplay for MC5, meaning that it is hosted on the ESL website, esl.play.com, and it allows people to play in a lot with rules in an environment with players who are very passionate about the game. And the prizes are not limited to just money, but you also get exclusive camos, exclusive trinkets, and I want to say more exclusive kill signs coming at some point. Am I? Probably just for you. He can't hear you. Okay, I see.
And now it's better.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Sorry, just fixing a little thing here and there. So, back to where I was. You could win trinkets, camos, and all sorts of stuff. In order to there we go. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. Back to our discussion. So because of that, a lot of people try to get and play ESL, and something I've noticed, I don't know if you noticed this too, Uno, is for the last couple of years, we've kind of, not a couple of years, I'm gonna say the last year. I'm not gonna be dramatic. Last year, we've pretty much had the same players, haven't we? In the ESL, it's been dominated by Vol, your team, and who else? Destiny was there too.
Vol and Destiny?
Yeah, Vol and Destiny, which are really made of the same guys who've been together for a while. I thought that this was a good idea because it would introduce newer players who are interested in getting into the MC5 competitive scene, and being able to see what they can do, especially with the new camo last update that just came out.
The new camo?
Yeah, the new camo. It was called, I believe it's called the Phoenix Triumph camo. It's the one. It looks like a constellation, and it has a little red in the background. It's pretty cool. We'll see what you guys. Just let me know what you guys think about the new ESL camo. I'm just really curious about that, and yeah. So
I just hope this game won't appear in black market like it was with.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen again. I doubt that's going to happen again. And I think this camo is a lot better than Bullet Life, anyways. I know everyone really cares more about the camo than they do the money, the exclusivity. When you wear that camo, everyone knows, oh, that guy's an ESL winner. That guy must be good. So I know people are really excited for that. So in ESL, there are rules. The rule, huh?
You're lagging.
Yeah, you are. It's a connection thing. It's not a stream thing. Okay. So the rules are that you have to wear tier 3 armor, which really only allows you to use 2 cores. And the class set is going to be all the classes except Marauder are allowed in ESL currently. However, there are a few weapons that are not allowed in ESL, and those weapons are going to be the tier 7 Bounty Hunter, which is the ERG. How do you feel about that last? The ERG was banned pretty recently, right, Una?
Yes, I like ERG. Please, if anybody from ESL can hear me, allow ERG back, please.
Do you know whose fault? Do you know whose fault it was that the ERG got banned? One of the people who talked about it first.
No, and it's better for him if I don't know his name.
Hey man, it was me, man. You should look up on the post. I typed a big argument why it should be banned.
I think I'm done with this podcast. Good luck.
Yeah, man. I disagree with you. I think it had a fire rate similar to the E24, which was a problem back in the day. And then you have unlimited bombers. So I didn't think it was healthy for ESL, especially because of the tier 3 armor restriction. Kill streaks are so important, are massively important.
But it was better actually for ESL because more people with less skill could just use it and could have a chance to stand against good teams. Now they removed ERG and there are less teams in both cups, especially in red. There are just 6 to 8 teams in red cup, and they're just the same.
I don't know, man. I think that with this last update, there were a few more things that are now viable in ESL, and I'm happy. I'm happy that the ERG is banned. What else is banned? The LAK. Oh yeah, that one needed to go. I don't think there's any argument there that one needed to leave. It had no place in ESL.
The place in ESL.
Just because you use it and just because your entire team used it. No, it had no place in ESL because the fire rate was ridiculous. It was a one-hit kill, and Morph is really hard to kill in general because of its defenses.
Well, yeah, but furthermore they banned SLS, I guess, and Mach.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Those were banned earlier on. They have aim assist on them, so that's why they were banned. That aim assist, it can be. I guess it can be an advantage, especially with lower armor. You don't really have a lot of armor protection, and you can really shoot anyone from anywhere on the map. I don't really remember the damage drop off for those weapons because I don't use them.
Well, Mach was decent, but SLS is just useless. I mean, right now you need like 3 seconds to aim, but usually in 3 seconds you're dead from KOG, sniper, recon player, from anyone.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a 2-hit kill, but it needs to lock on to you.
Yeah,
I believe so. The Muck was crazy. Really high fire rate of fire. Aim assist, super fast reload, so you can immediately recover if you miss your shots. And I think the AAW is also banned because it has similar, like it also has auto aim.
but they've never in ASL before it got banned, to be honest.
And Hunter brought out a good point in the YouTube chat. LAK also had auto aim, so that's why I didn't think it had, and along with the insane fire rate, it had auto aim. I mean, come on, man.
Go 100% auto aim. You need like 3 or 4 seconds to wait.
Oh man, oh my gosh, man, nah. And again, the infinite kill streaks with the ERG-10. Like I think, compared to the other weapons that were allowed in ESL, those were the ones that had the most advantage.
But there is always a weapon that has advantage above others.
I mean,
for example, close range DBS, like non-constant against DBS, except.
Well, guess what? Kills. If you're in a long distance map, the DBS isn't going to one-shot you.
Well, for some players, I'm talking about Japanese players, seems like they can get you whenever you are.
You're referring to the internet, yeah. Lower ping is better for the gameplay, of course, but that's a circumstance. I mean, overall, I think right now ESO rules are where they need to be. Maybe they're a little tweaking, but I think they are where they need to be in terms of demonstrating skill. So.
What?
Anyways, we're getting a little off topic.
Yeah.
To summarize, weapons banned are going to be the ERG, the LAK, the MUC, the AAW, and the SLS. The first 3 are weapons from different classes in the earlier stages that have auto aim. So if it has any kind of auto aim, it's not allowed in ESL. Period. You're going to get disqualified just for having them in the match. Thank goodness they're not there. I'm sure we're all happy that they're not there too. Anyways, what are some tips you think would be great for people who are wanting to just try to start getting into ESL? What would you recommend for them to do, Uno?
Well, I think you gotta know when you need to change the classes. For example, there are still players that are glued to some special classes, for example, snipers. Sniper is actually useful, but when you play in close range and you face many recons or sniper, it makes sense to switch to heavy, just you abuse that slug and get easy kills. Or for example, use fake recon against snipers as well. You gotta use a map to help you. That's why everybody's using KOG with that core that allows you to get the whole list of support, of air support, like bumper and airstrike, with just 2 or 1 grenade kills.
Okay.
So switching classes right on time and using maps to help you, I think, are the key hints new players should know.
I think learning your maps is really important, and that's in any first-person shooter. So playing those custom matches and following the ESL rules, where you only use tier 3 armor and lower, you only use tier 7 weapons and lower. You don't use any prestige weapons in this gameplay. Are going to be that repetition, that practice, studying the maps, knowing the little the little corners and cracks where you can shoot an enemy, are going to really help you out in ESL, as well as a combination of using some tricks with cores like you just mentioned. And we're going to get into that. We're going to definitely talk about some of the most popular weapons and show a little gameplay for each of those popular ESL weapons. But knowing the map, I feel like, is really important for this game, especially if you're even going to think about going into a competitive environment. And I think also constructing a team that is willing to practice pretty regularly. You got to dedicate some time. ESL right now is dominated by players that have been playing the game for years. So you've got to just work well as a team, and you've got to practice every day. Yeah. So What do you think? I'm going to get into the weapons in a moment, but I think what do you think is the most abused weapon right now in ESL? Uno, in your opinion?
I can't call one weapon. I would say it's KOG. Not because it's that strong, but because of the cores that allows you to get also military supports and few kills. You can get 3 kills. You get airstrike and you get bomber in most of the cases. And snipers.
Let's play a clip of the KOG real quick. Sure. So this is me. This is a little bit of KOG gameplay. I'm not claiming to be a pro or anything with KOG. I've used to use it years ago. I just want to kind of show the weapon a little bit, showcase it. So the KOG is a special weapon. If you aim with it, it adds more damage to the was it a fire rate or an increase? It was a damage increase if you aim down sights, right? So with a KOG, you really want to be aiming whenever you're shooting enemies, and it in order to help accommodate for that really good rate of fire. The cores that I use for the KOG, or the cores that you were talking about, have to do with the what was it? It was Master at Arms, which 3 kills gives you fully unlocked kill streaks.
And Berserker, I bet.
Yes. Well, it's actually Berserker Rage that where it halves the amount of kills it takes you to get a kill streak. So some people will just take advantage of Assault's 3 grenades and try to get 2 kills, and they will be able to unlock bombers and already get like an advantage in the beginning of the match. So
yeah, there's a little trick. If you got a bomber on the open map, activate it and try to get killed. So if you die, you will get new kill streak, and you can unlock bomb right after you use your previous bomber. It's like a little trick that many players are using.
Yes, oh, absolutely. I had someone actually, I used that trick last week when I was practicing with KOG against a squad, and they were wondering, they were like, how did you get so many kill streaks? And I just said, you guys killed me at the right time. Every single time you killed me, I had a bomber going off, so I would unlock another bomber as soon as I spawned again. That combination core is really useful for KOG, but that's a one-time thing for the Master at Arms, unfortunately. So afterwards, I've seen some people use Impetum, which allows you to move faster whenever you're around enemies, and I also see upgraded Berserker as well. What core setup do you use?
I think Impetum is a special core, the most used right now.
It is.
It can fit any class, starting from heavy and ending with sniper, or even bounty hunter if you're using, for example, tier 6 bounty hunter. The cores I mostly used for assault. I mean, I'm not that experienced in assault, haven't played it that much, but I usually use it improved Berserk and Berserker Rage to get more damage and get fast air support.
Kill streaks, yeah. I remember whenever we first started playing, the KOG was remember you used to use KOG as your go-to in SB. I remember. So
well, yes, but back in the days KOG did way more damage than now, and there wasn't core system. So now every class with tier 4 or tier 5 armor uses Glutton and Yokai, so it's harder for not prestige weapon to kill faster.
Yeah. But yeah, I noticed that KOG's become pretty dominant. Especially I've been scrimming with my team. I started playing ESL again a couple weeks ago. I took a long break from it. And I noticed that KOG seems to be really popular now. Like not only because the KOG is a great weapon again, but because because it is the ability of Assault to carry grenades. Sorry, I see people I know on the chat personally messaging me. So that's a great weapon right now. However, the only thing that I will say about assault is it doesn't have the advantages that recon and sniper do of being able to see enemies on the map, which really are in a ways knowing where your enemy is and knowing how to strategically maneuver around them is really important. So and I guess I'm gonna bring us to our next weapon, and it's personally my favorite weapon, and it's my go-to weapon whenever I play ESL, and it's got to be the IMP, man.
IMP.
And I think you're the one who actually really got me into using this, because you used it. Was it a year ago? You used to use it all the time, like constantly.
It was actually me who started this trend with IMP, actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag or something, but yeah, there are many games in ESL with IMP, and people started switching from BSW.
And I think that IMP really made its debut. You did use IMP a lot. I think you were one of the first players who did utilize it a lot. But I think it's really also popular because Commander kind of showed its face a little bit in ESL, and people started experimenting with the shield. And I do know that the IMP is a one-shot. I know it's a one-shot, a two-shot kill if you have your shield equipped. I have it replaying video game.
In most of the cases, it's one-shot even with a silencer.
Really? Maybe I'm sorry. Maybe I'm speaking from a SB or ranked perspective, and less from a ESL perspective, because I use it for everything. But yeah, hey man, I guess now you and I'll have to do an IMP match later and see who's better now. I've got a lot of practice now.
I haven't played IMP for a while.
See if I can take away your title as an imp god.
Of course.
But yeah, that's really why people started using it. And even with Morph, I think it's useful too. With Morph being allowed in ESL and Morph having that shield, it definitely showed how important it is in gameplay.
With activated shield, you could kill Morph only if you used the last attachment. I mean, the last what's it called?
The flash hider. Flash hider.
Yes,
that's what you need. The flash hider.
Yeah, you could kill Morph only with a flash hider with activated shield.
Yeah, the flash hider. with the activated. Yes, I mean the IMP with the flash hider period is great. But as you saw in the video, if you miss with the IMP and an enemy sees you, you don't really have much time to recover. You really want to kill them before they see you.
Just for your life.
Yeah, you're dead, really. If so, with a flash hider, you don't have that silencer. They know exactly where you are the moment you shoot, and you either hit them or you're dead. So something to kind of keep in mind. The cores I use with IMP are going to be Impedum and Evil Eye. Oh, absolutely, Evil Eye is a must. If you're using Sniper, Evil Eye is a must.
Well, you actually use Sniper for Evil Eye.
Yes. You do use Sniper for so your enemies can see in the map, and as a sniper you can see your enemies in the map. But the IMP isn't the most popular sniper in ESL. I think you know that. The most popular sniper in ESL is going to be the BSW. Yeah, BSW. Yeah. And here I have a little clip of me playing with the BSW. I don't use the BSW much because I've gone accustomed to the IMP, which does shoot a little slower.
It's easy from your video.
But it is a great weapon, and the reason why it's so good is really because if you notice, it has a pretty much faster recovery time than the IMP does. If you miss a shot, you can go on ahead and you can shoot your enemy and hopefully kill them. You just have the recovery time is so much lower. The rate of fire is faster than the IMP, so a lot of people prefer using that weapon. But with the addition of commander, IMP is pretty useless if your enemy has a commander. So that is why I'm sorry, not IMP. BSW is useless if you don't have a commander. Excuse me. If somebody's using commander. So that's why I always tend to go towards IMP. Something I will say about snipers, though, as of last update, hip fire was nerfed for the snipers. I'm not sure if you guys noticed it or if you've read any notes about it, but I received notes that stated that basically if your sniper is using a silencer, well, people used to, okay, so prior to the update, people would go around and hip fire, no scope, with a silencer and be pretty accurate, and it's a one-hit kill, like your enemy's gone. So that would make it really useful for you to use a sniper in a close range map like Streets. You wouldn't really have to scope it, you'd literally just have to run around and kill your enemies over and over. However, with this last update, they did nerf it a little bit to where the silencer, if you use it, it doesn't really affect the accuracy of a sniper whenever it is at hip fire. It only affects it whenever you're scoped in, which is really marginal, so like 1%. No scoping isn't as good as it used to be. Is it still viable? Yes. Is it still usable? Yes. Is it still necessary? Yeah. But it's not what it was before.
And
I don't know.
This one, best changes they've added in the last update.
Best changes for ESL, at least.
5 keepers in ESL in every team.
Yeah. Well, when I played ESL, I saw snipers, definitely. Sniping, because of Evil Eye, is always going to have a place in ESL. They can nerf snipers all day. They can make snipers as hard to use as IMP if they wanted to. People would still, even if they slowed down the rate of fire of IMP, we would still use snipers. Yeah, we would still use snipers just because of Evil Eye. We want our enemies to see. Well, we want our teammates to see our enemies, and we want to be able to see our enemies through the walls. So yeah. But like I said, even though the last update did nerf no hip fire, we're still gonna see it around in ESL. Because that's really the only way you can kill someone on a close range map. What's another weapon? I don't have a clip of the DBS. I don't use it. So sorry about that, guys. But the DBS is the tier 7 shotgun.
You could take one of my videos with DBS.
Yeah,
I've got plenty of them.
Yeah, I could have. I don't have it right now. But it's essentially a 1 to 2 shot kill. The DBS?
Not so. With close range, it's usually 1 shot to kill.
Okay.
Unless you have bad internet.
Yes, I noticed that ping is really important, especially when using, I think, sniper and heavy. Ping is very important. The lower your ping, the faster your enemy is going to go down. Absolutely. So I know it's a great weapon paired with the tier 5 secondary weapon, which is the Slack, right? Is it tier 5?
Yeah, it's tier 5.
Yeah.
Well,
I
some
remember.
people actually use Com 4. You can kill like more people with Com 4, like 3, I guess, but you need more time.
Yes,
time is very important when you're using tier 3s. That's why everybody going for Slack.
That fire rate of the Slack is really what helps you out. But yeah, you're right. Like, its damage is so low that a lot of times whenever you're utilizing it, you're gonna go down at some point. So I see a lot of heavy in ESL, and like I said, I'm not really a user of it. I know you use it more than I do. What cores would you recommend for heavy?
I would recommend. I know many people using Imperium and Glutton, but I've changed it a little bit. I'm using Glutton and Murder Bleed, because Murder Bleed is like the best core you would like to have the snipers, or for example assault players. if you get at least 2 kills, you're running like faster than Saint Bolt. And if you have a recon nearby you, you get even more speed. So the core gives you 21% more speed, and recon gives you extra 10% more speed. So you're running almost half faster than you used to, which is really helpful. It requires more skill to run fast and get kills, but it's really helpful against one-shot snipers.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I every time I play against someone who uses heavy, and I have to have a backup because I'm a sniper in ESL most of the time. So if someone's trying to 1v1 me using heavy, they're probably going to beat me unless I have someone who's like either a good heavy user themselves or an assault player that can kind of help counter it with a high amount of damage. But heavy's pretty unstoppable right now. Although I don't know if I'd say it's abused in ESL yet. It's less abused than I thought it would be. So I guess that's good.
It's less abused just because it's not that good on close range maps.
Yes,
People
that's
mostly
true.
use it in overtime, streets, maybe Bandage and Museum.
Yeah. Really useful class, great class. But the class I'm mostly excited for, as of this last update, it got a buff. It needed it for years. Thank you, MC5. Yes, I mean it. I mean support, man. Support has not gotten any love for like so many updates. Was not good for a while. But as of this past update, I'd consider it pretty powerful. I consider it really viable, and I've been playing with specifically one weapon for me has been really great, and that's been the shred. So I'm gonna play a clip of me using the shred a little bit in a scrim with my ESL squad. I asked them to kind of help me out a little bit, and took a few tries to get me a clip of me killing these guys. These guys are killing me left and right, so I finally was able to get like a double kill. But yeah, there we go. There's a DBS. That gun is great. I use a silencer. I wouldn't recommend using a silencer on it. I just used it for fun. But the rate of fire for the shred is really high. All LMGs for support class are really high, and its accuracy is not bad. And the damage is great because it's great for the rate of fire. It kills quite fast, I think. So I'm excited to see what people will come up with for this weapon in ESL. And the cores that I use for that particular class are going to be Glutton and Impedum. I think Hair Trigger and Impedum's also, as you see, Impedum is pretty important for almost every class because it kind of eliminates the need of like a recon. You can sense when your enemies are right next to you while having a pretty powerful weapon. So I think that I'm really excited to see what happens or where it goes, and I'm gonna try to use it this next ESL and see how I do, against in Blue Cup. Have you tried using it yet?
Well, I just played a little bit with it. Yeah, got a solid damage buff, but I like support more not for the guns, but for like the class perk that allows your teammates to respawn where they died. It can be very helpful if you're using the core that lowers the time you need to wait to respawn, and that immunity. For example, for heavy, it's just insane. You have immunity for 3 seconds. You can just spam slag where you died, and you always get a kill.
Okay.
This one is very good.
I'm excited to see where it goes, and I think like, I tried using a flash hider this morning in scrims with my team, and I mean I did pretty well even at long range. It kills really fast, but I don't know about the Hauser. Have you tried using the Hauser, which is the tier 7 support weapon? I've not really seen anyone use it.
I just heard from my teammates, dude, you must check the got a solid buff. I was like, well, they didn't lie to me. It really is. I don't know. Did Wask or Branson get a buff in the last update?
No,
I feel like Wask is killing really fast.
I hear a lot of people say, the KOG got a buff, the Boss got a buff, the Branson got a buff. Not really. What did get a buff was I believe the internet, the servers for MC5 got a buff. So that might be where that buff is coming from, is that your internet's going to be better, and gameplay should be better for most of you guys out there playing MC5 because they're updating their servers, from what I hear. Which is exciting for some of you guys who struggle sometimes with a little bit of internet problems. So in terms of weapons, those are really the ones that I wanted to cover. I think what I'm going to do is this. I want to see if you guys have any questions. If you have any questions, we're going to be back in like 2 minutes to just take a quick break, and I'll be happy to answer you guys' questions in the chat. I've been reading them the whole time, all your comments. I don't think I've been ignoring you guys, and yeah, so be back soon, guys. Thank you for watching.
They can see here.
All right, we're back, guys. So we I'm scrolling through the comments right now, and oh, messed up my chat. I'm scrolling through the comments right now, and looking at some of the questions. I see Me Sweet, who's actually one of my players, asking about PT7. I'm gonna give my input, then I'm gonna let Uno see if Uno says something different. I think PT7 really, I think it's useful. I think it's more useful at a long range distance, so you can get headshots and enemies can't really know where you are. I think they're really useful on snipers, because snipers are still one-hit kill without being revealed on the map, because again, silencers have that ability of making sure that you don't get seen on the map, so which is really cool. But I think that if you're like in a close quarter map using like an assault weapon, like let's say a KOG, I wouldn't personally use a silencer, just because if you don't get a headshot, you're dead. If someone does not have a silencer on their weapon and you have a silencer in yours and you don't get a headshot, you automatically die. So I wouldn't recommend using a silencer on a close range match conditions. I think from a distance it can be useful, but I think overall most people use the flash hider simply because it's like a 3 hit, maybe like a 3-hit kill with like KOG. And I'm mentioning KOG because KOG is one of those weapons that people tend to use a silencer on. Snipers everyone uses a silencer on them, and that's really it. So what do you think, Uno? Yeah, no, for sure. And I think with the addition of the usage of tier 3 armor, silencers is definitely useful. If we were talking in a condition where we were using tier 5 armor, like Oni or Paragon or Kimono, I would probably tell you to not use a silencer. Simply because it would take way too many bullets to take someone with that kind of armor down. But with a tier 3, it definitely has its applicability. Yeah, for sure. Other questions, I see people mentioning weapons getting buffed and weapons getting nerfed. Really nothing got a nerf except Marauder as of last update. It got a moderate rate of fire nerf. I know a lot of people can't really notice that, but that's what the notes are saying. That's what Roddy was saying when I spoke to him, because I mentioned that concern, because I see that concern every time I view a live stream or video. So Marauder received a slight rate of fire nerf, as well as that hip fire nerf I mentioned earlier during the stream. So hold on a second. Apparently people, there we go. People were not able to hear you very well. Yeah, again, and then the only thing that was buffed as of the last update would be the support class overall got a buff. Back to the discussion about the PT7 silencer, I found the ESL for at least for a while, and gameplay in a while, is more of a run and gun type gameplay. And I think I mentioned that last live stream. So because I feel like with the introduction of the new kill streaks and grenades, I don't know anyone else who has them. I was able to get the grenades and use them before they were locked up in the game. But I think with the addition of the new grenades, people can utilize something tactical like a PT-7 silencer, and not have to just run and gun people down. Yeah. I'm trying to see if you guys have any questions regarding the not just the ESL or the game in general. Feel free to ask as well. You know, we play a lot, so we know that there's a lot of things that a lot of questions with the game. Best sensitivities for touch. I don't think you should I don't think I'm the best person to give you advice for this because I use gyroscope. I'm a mobile player, iOS player, and I use 100% gyroscope and 100% touch sensitivity, which is for some people kind of insane and overkill. Uno, what do you use? Do you even use you use claw? Huh?
Are you using gyroscope?
Yeah, man, I use 100% gyroscope. Some people think it's crazy.
Oh wow. No, I don't think gyroscope is very useful for iPad. You're playing on phone, right? You're playing on phone, right?
Yeah, I play on my my XS Max right here.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah. So it's easy for me to use gyroscope with my phone. Yeah. So I have it all maxed out. I've used 100 sensitivity since I've been playing mobile games. I'm used to it moving, everything moving a lot quicker. But what sensitivities do you use for your iPad?
For my iPad, I use aiming sensitivity about 30%, and I don't remember moving sensitivity or whatever it's called, about 22 or 23.
22 or 23, damn. I don't know how you can kill so fast, man. With 20 or 23 sensitivity, I think you need to move faster.
Skills.
Shoot. I had someone DM me a question. What's my favorite weapon? Right now, it's going to be the IMP. I've only been sniping for about a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm not been sniping as long as some people have, but I want to say now the IMP just because it's very satisfying whenever you shoot an enemy. I feel like it's a weapon that takes some skill to use, especially if you're scoping in. If you miss, it's game over. It's GG. So, yeah. That's just. So, someone's asking how to unlock the new grenades in military support. Good question. That's Bay YouTube. To unlock the new military support. To unlock the new military support, you have to play the Easter event. Now, keep in mind there's a really low chance of you getting the new content because you have to get all the other content in the game. Something really cool about the Easter event is that you can actually unlock all the blueprints for weapons you do not have. So, for example, I didn't have the draft. So because I had everything else except the draft, I was able to unlock the draft just to kind of have it.
Just remind me, please, what is draft? Is it for supper?
Yes, it is. It is the tier 9 turret. It's basically like a drone that shoots people down.
It's like a drone.
Yeah, it is a drone that shoots people down. So that's something kind of cool about the update. So if you have blueprints you need for something in particular, it's great for that. I could go and explain how to get the new. I'll explain in detail. Fine, why not? So in order to get the new content, the new military support, the new camos, the new grenades, which I actually had someone confirm to me this morning that they got it through the event, is opening crates. You have a very low chance, but the more you open, the better. Collecting chocolate. The way to collect chocolate is by playing ranked matches. All ranked matches are going to have Mr. Peachy, who is an event character, And
Oh, that's scary rabbit.
huh?
That's scary rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah, the scary rabbit. I've had a few people talk to me about that, saying, "Man, that's scary." So you shoot them. Every time you shoot them, you get a chocolate. 1,500 chocolate opens an egg, and each egg will either give you, you can either get a blueprint that you need, kill streaks, the new kill streaks, or the new grenades. So it's a numbers game. Yeah, man. You're out of the loop. You need to watch the last podcast, man. You need to leave and just watch the last podcast and come back and talk to me. Yeah, there's a new set. There's now a new set of military support. I covered it on my last live stream, but it is achievable to get through the event. It's just if you have a lot of things you don't have in the game, it might seem more difficult. But I think this is a great opportunity to get blueprints at the easiest way to get blueprints that we've had in a while. And I believe the event ends in 6 days and 14 hours for us on iOS. Are the unlocks a limited time thing? Red Dragon asked if the unlocks are limited. They're not limited. They're unlimited. Once you get them, you keep them. So, yeah. So all you have to do is unlock them once. Yeah. And also, not to mention the events for the Easter missions. You have like 5 different chapters. You get chocolate through there, if you have all like each of the Easter masks, it actually increases the reward you get. PC has 12 days left for the event. We talked about the 100 melting every hour. There is a shield, like an ice shield, you can use to stop the melting. However, 100 chocolate sounds like a lot. You can get a lot of chocolate per match. I think the most I've gotten is 1,600 per one match. I see, Red Dragon. Red Dragon asked if we can unlock the new content after the event is over. I can't answer that 100%. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a way we can get the new kill streaks. I'd be surprised if we couldn't. Speaking from a player standpoint,
that would just be unfair.
It would be just unfair. I don't think many people have them, and the rate of getting them is so low. I feel like there's gonna be something in the future that's gonna allow us all to get the new kill streaks and grenades. But we're gonna have to see. For sure. I'm gonna guess yes, but I would pretend like it wasn't and just play. So it's for me. I've been grinding trying to get this stuff and I haven't got it yet, but I'll keep on grinding and I'll definitely be able to tell you guys something later at some point. So yeah.
Have you kill streaks?
No, man, I've not gotten them yet. I haven't played the Easter event a lot, though. Honestly, I've been practicing for ESL. So yeah.
Like the revealing name.
I'm sorry.
What's it called? You got the new nade, from what I heard.
So this is what I did. I was smart, and I knew that the grenades were going to be locked up at some point. And I equipped them before they were relocked again. So that's how I have the new nades. But yeah, you can unlock them through the event.
Oh, so you just hacked? Wow.
No, stop. Don't even joke about that. No. I equipped it earlier and I got it. It's still very achievable through the event. And also, I don't have many some people have like how many available items. I would show my screen. I could literally just put my screen up to you can't really see it, but I have 6 available items for my event. So it's up. Here we are, 6 available items. So it's not going to take a lot for me to get them. which is great. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Before I head out, I was going to host some games. I'm not sure if we really have that kind of time right now.
Tell us the very first squad in MC5.
Oh man, you're just trying to boost your ego now. Very first squad in the MC5, very first squad on iOS MC5 would probably be VNV. That's where I met Vlad, aka Monica, aka Uno, and yeah, the rest is history, man.
Yeah, there was actually I guess Case and Rawan, but
yeah.
Rawan disappeared.
Yeah, we had a lot of pro players that left VNV whenever it was disbanded and went to some great squads and became really amazing at the game, except me. Space Lord, I mentioned it earlier, and I said it was the IMP, and I said it because I feel like it takes a lot of skill to learn how to use the IMP, and it was really satisfying whenever you shoot an enemy with that weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to thank you for coming out. Thank you, Uno, for doing this for me. I am going to set it up to where in the future my guests can be on video as well. I just wasn't able to make that happen this time, but next week we will have that. This is going to be something that happens weekly for us, and at least that's the plan. And I'm going to have a guest every week, a different one. I'm going to try to do, and some reoccurring guests. But next week, I don't want to say it because it may not happen, but I think I'm going to be having Sheriff Gaming, who is an old gen as well, MC5 player, come on hopefully video with us. If not, it's going to be someone who is very knowledgeable. If you guys have a topic you want to talk about or you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comments. I'm very reachable on Discord. So if you don't use Discord already, you should get on it, and you should go on the ESL page. ESL page. You should also go join mine, and I talk to my people and ask about topics that we can discuss on these podcasts in the future. So I want to keep it interesting for you guys. So if there's anything you really want to hear about, let me know. And again, thank you guys, and see you next week. All right.